The biggest conversations from the 233. You are on air with Blisskingg.
Edem Hotel, aka Edem. Go get him. Go get him. Good to see you, man. Before we begin, Burna Boy was on Trevor. Trevor didn't offer him a drink. He took offense. So I took it upon myself tonight to say, you know, if you wanted a drink, I could offer you some.
Hey, Trevor, why didn't you order?
Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Charlie, good to see
many,
you.
Many years of you doing this and many years of you being consistent. What's been the secret, you think?
Not having any other choice.
Oh, boy.
I'm from ground zero, so I don't have a choice. I'm from a place of nothing, so I just have to keep going up. Like, I really don't have a choice. But honestly, it's just the passion and the love, you know. And I think low-key is also the fact that I'm the type of artist who is put in a place where I constantly have to be proving people wrong. I have to prove people wrong to get into Hamas camp.
Okay.
Because the language was marginalized, not deliberately, but in people's minds. When I came out, I had to fight the stigma of proving to people that I could be consistent. So it's a constant uphill battle of people having their reservations and constantly trying to outdo myself because I also am in my area. Yeah, so those are the various reasons.
Interesting stuff. So I've known you many years. You've talked about coming from ground zero.
Yeah.
And getting here, proving people wrong. Talk to us about how constraining is it for you to use the Ewe language, a language many people consider as a very difficult language, and you know, make something interesting out of it. And for many years now,
I don't think my struggles are with what I create. The struggles are with the mental or the subliminal mindsets that people have towards the language. And we know that we live in a country where even somebody might tell you because you're an Ewe person, you automatically probably have some juju in your car, or you have some juju in your home. So that should automatically tell you how people think. And I remember a couple of years ago when I released Heba, there was a company whose head felt that they wouldn't put me on any show because they think I'm associated with sort of like all this voodoo and stuff, you know. It took another
video.
Yeah, it took another artist to
that was a little scary.
Yeah, but I mean, they would wait for Hollywood to embrace these things, you know, and take advantage of it, because we cannot really run away from who we are as a people. Even if the entire country becomes a Christian community, we still need to find ways to store history. And there are only two ways that you store history that it never goes away: through music and through videos. Through music, we can sing a song right now and everybody will say, I remember where I was. Maybe I was in SS when this song came out. And then that song reminds you of things that happened during that era. Anybody here knows what happened when they had Philomena Kpetinge?
Yeah.
So music music has a way of storing history and data. And for we Ewe people, music even tells you when we left Kinagokoli, when we settled in a different town. And that is why I even get platform and tell people that they shouldn't even change the songs to Christian songs. Because when you change the songs, people lose their history.
Do you find our history, or do you find religion conflicting with our history?
Religion and our history, yes, I do, because religion is a program. And anything that is a program is positioned in a way it's supposed to get people to an end goal. And sometimes the end goal is not necessarily in your interest. It's in the interest of who is creating
or the creator of the
program,
religion.
of the religion.
Okay, wow.
And so, yeah, definitely.
That's interesting. You talked about coming from ground zero, talking about, you also spoke about secondary school. I don't think I've ever told you this in person, but do you understand what kind of figure you were in secondary school? And let me just let the people in right now and let them understand that we went to the same school as well.
Yep.
Do you understand that young people arrived in Bishop Eman College hoping to see you, catch a glimpse of you, did you understand that you were that level of a myth, and that when you were announced as the top act at an entertainment night, it's like that's a sellout show? In the world of that school, you were the Jay-Z over there. We're waiting to just catch a glimpse of you. Did you understand where you were at the time in secondary school?
No, I didn't. And not too long ago, when we were recording Woes, right? Joe's? Yeah, Andre. Joe's and Andre, two of the boys on the song, they went to Bishop Herman. So
wow.
They got the chance for us to be in the same space recording. And they are telling me about the fact that Joe's went to Amazing Love because I went to Amazing Love. Then continued and went to Bishop Herman because I went to Bishop Herman. How interesting is that? And then him and I in the studio recording, and he was telling me about how they have this myth around me and the kind of person I've been all through boarding house to senior high, and how I've impacted him even though I don't know. So I didn't know at the time, but from time to time I meet people who let me understand what I created back then, which I didn't
know back then.
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna tell you right now for a fact. I came to school, and I can speak for most of us. Came to school just hoping to catch a glimpse of you.
Wow.
And we just hear that, oh, he's in house 2. I'm like, how come you never see the guy? I mean, how come you never see the guy, but he's always been talked about?
So I think that there were things that fed into that.
Yeah.
Naturally, I'm conservative, so I'm the kind of person who can be in the dormitory, but somebody might misconstrue that it's because he's a popular figure in the school. And then I like to learn at odd hours. I like to learn at very odd hours. The reason is so that people who hope that I'll fail will be surprised. And I think it's the same thing I do. It's the same thing I do in real life. I try to do my stuff at very odd times and do it in a way it is not about impressing anybody.
So the people that thought you weren't going to make it. At the time, it would look like to be 2 years your junior. At the time, it looked like even the government or the establishment, which was the institution, was very much against you.
Yeah, they were.
They did not really like the fact that you had that much of a name.
So one of the things I used to say was, when I come out of Bishop Herman, I'm going to only put Ola Girls their sticker on my car because the school didn't like me. You know. Yeah.
But at points it would be like, you know, you're vilifying my hero when the next thing you hear is that, oh, your hero has been called to assembly. His name is being called.
Yeah.
For some level of participation. Did you actually do any of these things, or did you think the establishment was just against you?
No, I think the establishment is a typical concept that we have in the general society, where older people become apprehensive when they see a young person move into a space of leadership, where they see a young person's influence having control. Older people become agitated because they feel that they are losing their control over people, because I'm in a school, you are the head, but these people want to hang out with me, these people want to listen to me. And I think that's the same thing we experience in the real world, where if you and I decide to stand for president today, first of all, the age limit is cutting us out. But nothing says that you cannot be 20 and be a president, because somebody can be smart enough to be president. 2, you will have all the staff of Star FM call us to advise us. Well, I think you should wait till you're 40.
And then for president, guys. And then for president.
Yeah, because they put it in our head that leadership has to be postponed to a certain point in life. So when a young person has leadership skills, even in the workplace, we've been here. You know, we've been here for 15 years in this bank. You are coming today, you are telling us that this is how we should position the computer.
That there's technology.
Yeah, so, you know, so it was the same feeling the teachers got. And then there's also this perception that goes with music. If it's a rapper, then he should be running away to town. Of course, before run away to town,
go seek Pando small.
Yes, because true education is people have to explore.
Yeah.
So what the schools are supposed to do is take the children out to town. If you won't take us, we go run. Because we are trying to explore as young people. And then they also think that because you're an artist, you should be smoking weed. I don't have a problem with smoking weed. If it's okay for you, that is fine.
If it helps you. Okay.
If it helps you, that is fine. But I don't smoke because the worst song I ever did in my life I did it when I was high. So I realized that weed is not good for me.
Let's talk about this for a moment. What song was this? You don't even remember?
No, I don't remember. So it was myself, Osibo, and Paradise. We went to this place, Vision 66, in Tema. And so we came to Tema, went to this studio, you know. So we're going to the studio, and Osibo, my guy, he rolls a blunt, you know.
Yeah.
So I take a few puffs. You know? I'm like, yo, I'm in my Snoop Dogg element. You know? We go to the studio, Charlie. The song they be.
Yeah.
Okay, the title of the song is Don't Call Me. You know, we did a record, Don't Call Me, right? And the song they jam when the studio, bro.
Bruh.
I wake up in the morning where I put this verbatim CD where I play the song.
Wow.
I know one reference artist in names but Charlie, and I'm like, no, this is not my thing.
Yeah.
Weed is not my thing.
Oh, wow.
I have energy. I'm alive every time. I don't need to hallucinate to be.
As long as it's good for you.
No, if it's good for you.
For you, someone who is a musician and went to the school that we went to, it would be as if you would always have to smoke some weed
to be able to. And this is what I tell people. I don't smoke weed, but if you want to smoke weed, really know your weed. Because there are different strands of weed. There are some that make you hallucinate, some that make you calm. It's like wine. So you should know the strands so that you know what you're doing. Yeah. Even though I know the high, but
you steady. I guess congratulations will be in order. Many years after all of this, although you just narrated,
no be joke.
You have become Edem.
No be joke.
An artist who's been relevant.
So one of my ordeals
for more than a decade.
Herman,
yeah.
Was I think we had a rap competition. So I think I was given an indefinite suspension, right?
Yeah.
And these were the reasons. We were doing a school magazine for the school.
Yeah.
I'm the head of the entertainment board. And we think the magazine has to look cool. So we decided that we'll interview Pusha. Right? So we sent an Accra squad. Ajetiana, you know, to look for Pusha. We think that it would be really dope if we have like the artists from the school, because we are putting Pojos and Peters and all the other schools.
Yeah.
So we ran into town to go and take photos at a very good spot. On our way back, then Mr. Chakpi catches us and then they give us indefinite. So I don't have a problem with the indefinite. What I have a problem with is, then there was a rap competition where there was a competition between Pansek, and Fosek, and we're all supposed to converge at the Pandu court. Then my literature teacher calls me and goes like, everybody in school says you represent the school. If you don't represent the school, we cannot win. So write a song on HIV. I write the song, we go, we finish the show, I come to school and they said, the need we have for you is over, so you can go back home. That was when I lost it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was when I lost
suspension,
it.
You brought back to rap, and then the next thing you're out.
And then we won the competition anyways, but I wasn't reinstated into the school. I was still given indefinite suspension. So all I remember was I was in Pando Locos and writing a diss song for the teachers, you know. But it's all good.
The perception is that for someone who lives your kind of life, you cannot be smart in the classroom. And so it brings me back to the point you just made, that you always want to surprise people. People that think you would fail.
Yeah, so the thing is that my dad gave me a deal. The deal was very simple. Get good grades and then you do what you like.
Okay.
So do what you like means he will give you money to go to Gunsa Fanfare, you know, back in the day, French club, drama and debating, you know, all the clubs. Outside of that, I really love reading and educating myself generally. And I think I have a little photographic memory. So when we're in class and they are teaching, somehow I'm able to capture what they are teaching another time if I'm just with an exam paper. So I think that helped a little. Yeah, I think now that I'm an artist, I have photographic memory for nice ladies at concerts.
We'll come to that. But tell me when you started to believe strongly that, you know, the Exodus we knew will become Aigbe Edem, then Edem today for the long haul. When did you really believe that for yourself?
I think I started believing that when I was becoming very hungry. Yeah, very hungry. Didn't have money, was always broke, trying to make a living. I wanted to also go back to school, you know. then I figured that I really have to craft this thing I'm doing. I'm not saying that because of the hunger I didn't have the passion. I always had the passion, but I really felt like that when I got into Hammers Camp. When I got into Hammers Camp in 03, Hammer took a different kind of likeness to me. A different kind of likeness, because if you watch carefully, all the people Hammer produced, maybe Obrafo and Tiny, aside Obrafo and Tiny, all the people Hammer produced, the songs he produced for them, the beat has a certain pattern. So if you listen to Oya Nonsense, he has a certain pattern. If you listen to Kwakwa, it has a certain pattern. If you listen to maybe songs he produced for Kwata. But he took a likeness to me because every beat he approached, I had a way of approaching it differently. You know, and so I was the beat, how would I say it? I was the beat.
Tester of the beat.
I was the sampler, I was the tester of the beat. So if Hammer does a beat, Edem come and rap. Because Hammer gets inspiration from rap, not choruses. Okay. So I'll rap on every beat, different beats I'll be rapping in. That was when I started getting the belief
that you would be.
That I was headed somewhere. Before that, meeting up with Jay Foley and staying in the studio with him, myself, Shrigmatic, Easy, I1 used to come around. We used to be at Brick City in Accra, Newtown. By that time, Bandana was out. He used to come around. But when I really connected with Hammer was when I realized that I needed to take this thing seriously. Yeah.
Many years later, many hits also after. Last week, I sent you a video of a Caucasian guy.
Yeah.
Who was
jamming to...
Who was rapping a Tutu.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's really amazing. How far have you come? And in terms of making commercial music, when did you like feel the knack for? Because you're a typical rapper from the jam, for people who didn't know many years ago.
Yeah.
You were just a typical lyricist. You just wanted to rap.
Yeah.
What did you get a knack to start to make commercial music?
No, so why people saw me as a typical rapper was in Bishop Herman, we're a group of 6, the Ringmasters, right? So it was myself, it was Chemicals, it was Paradise, it was Headache, it was Dragon X, and then 6 of us.
Shouts to all of you.
Yeah, shouts to all of you.
It was the biggest boy band in school.
So Steamer was a part.
Steamer, that name,
Steamer was a part, right? So what people didn't know was I would write my rap and then I will help Steamer write the chief verse because I knew the patterns and how to move and where to take a break. Then I will write the dancehall for Paradise. Okay. Because we were in a group and
you're the writer for the entire group.
I wanted
almost
everybody to look a part,
synergy,
and I cannot be every part. So I already had the inherent ability to be able to sing, to be able to do this. And then when I met Hammer, he was so hip-hop driven that I hid my dancehall side from him. Okay. And I hid my ability to do other forms of music from him.
Okay.
Because I noticed from his compilations, he didn't give a lot of face time to dancehall and a lot of face time to singers. And so I wanted to blow, and so I had to do just the rap. Right after that, then I released Get to Arise.
Yeah, I remember
which was
that.
Which
Big
was on
one.
the second. So it's an ability that has always been there that I never really just showed.
Is a Tutu your biggest commercial song yet, you think?
So at a point in time, people used to say, is Nyonu Viade my biggest commercial song, right? Right? Then at a point in time, people said, it's Over Again, your biggest commercial song.
That's true.
Then he moved to Kwene. Then he moved to Nyejilo, right?
That's a great recipe.
Then he moved to Toto, right? So at this point, I don't think that it's my biggest commercial record yet.
But
because
I mean, thus far?
Yes, thus far.
I mean, the reason I ask is, I'm in the lounges on the weekend, just seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
And then, this is a song that many people don't just, play regularly. But when you hear it in the party setting,
it's crazy.
That's different.
It's crazy.
When you hear a Tutu.
And it's like the lifeline is so timeless.
Yeah.
Every time they drop it, the energy is still the same.
The party can be boring when a Tutu, when you hear the first 2 lines. Now my phone.
Indeed,
everybody gets up.
It gets crazy.
How did you write that? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, so I was in the studio with Magnum, and a Nigerian producer sent me a beat. So it's produced by a Nigerian who I've never met before.
Oh, interesting.
Right? I don't know what he looks like.
Oh.
So I get the beat and I'm in the studio with Magnum, and I'm thinking that I should create a song that I just plays on a double entendre, where a word means something in one language and it means something in another language.
Yeah.
And then it hit me that the word Tutu, the is very silent when it is musical. Yeah. Then in Ghana it means something else.
Something else.
You know, so I put it over the beat, and then I just start doing freestyles for the verse. And then the team was like, they think I should do the second verse in Pidgin English for purposes of people who don't understand what the message is, to get it so they don't misconstrue. And then I did it. So within an hour, the song was done in the studio. And now we were deciding which people's name should we put at the ending bridge of the song.
Okay.
You know, so names came up. Somebody said use Bola, somebody said use this, somebody said use this, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go with the former heads of state first. Yeah. Because they are the first gentlemen of the land. And if we are the hustle, we then the hustle first.
The hustle first.
I put them for there, and then we added a few other names of some people who are personal in my life. Later we realized that those names people don't know. It might also cast a time spell on the song. So we took some of those names out.
That's a great idea. Yeah. And a great song. A great song came out. It's really good. I also saw a video of you in Togo. Was that last week?
We were in Togo 48 hours ago.
Oh, 48 hours ago. Yeah. The team says yes.
Yeah, 48 hours.
I saw you on the stage. I think a musician friend was introducing you.
Yes, Santrinos.
How big is a Tutu in Togo? It's a movie.
It's a monster.
It's a monster.
It's a monster hit when it drops in Togo. Anywhere in that country.
Aren't you just loved in Togo? Why did they love you? Because you grew up in our flowers? Right?
No, because
where did the love begin?
Because I started putting in a lot of work from 09. That's what people don't know.
Oh.
I've been in Togo to perform at their sort of like their conference center in 09, Yonuviade. The team has been on the ground to do promotions for Kwene, spending money. We've been in Togo for 1 week straight. And when we were in Togo for 1 week straight, we performed from Monday till Sunday and left on Monday. Yeah, we performed every day.
Back-to-back days.
Every day. We did performances. We did interviews. Yeah, sometimes we did 2 appearances a night. So it's the work that we put in. That is partly the reason. But Togo is a second home because of the language.
Yeah.
And so.
And if any artist will make an impact from here, that should rightfully be you. That should rightfully be you.
So Togo is home.
I see you connecting to Colombia and all those countries now. So what's going on? International Edem, what are your spots in the world right now?
No, so Colombia was a crazy thing that we didn't understand. So in December, Tutu went #1 in San Andres, which is an island in Colombia. And so I started getting DM, from very pretty Spanish girls. I started getting DMs, and the team was wondering what's really going on. So we go on Shazam, and I think at that point we were like number 10? 11. Number 11, 10 thereabout, right?
Shazam.
On Shazam. So we're like, what is happening? So Mario started making inroads, and then we discovered that there's a DJ in Colombia who did a reggaeton version of Tutu.
Oh, wow.
Because he liked the song so much. But because of unique product codes for songs now digitally, it still traces the revenue to the original owner of the song. So then the song took off on the island. Then the team activated with YouTube ads and Instagram ads, and before you know it, we went to #1 on Shazam, and the people were requesting that we should come to Colombia. So Mamacita, Papi's home, y'all. We're coming soon to Colombia.
How
you know.
gorgeous are these Colombian girls in the DM?
No, bro, this be people where ministers go buy range for. This is people where ministers go buy range for.
You see that, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I just want the audience to have an idea because
Mario will show you one of the pictures before we leave.
You and I both are Mario hanging out in December.
Yeah.
And they showed me a few pictures.
Oh yeah, you remember?
No,
crazy. Yeah, I mean they and they're using it at weddings, when they are on the yacht, on the island. It's crazy. Like that, like they play it everywhere. So it's amazing, but we are thinking to ourselves, somehow there's a little synergy between high life, Afrobeat, and what this Caribbean and Colombian people do. And when you hear them sing Spanish, it's like Edem singing Ewe or something. So I think they just connect. But of course, it's because it's also a good record, and so they love it.
Let me ask you this: making that record, Tutu, and being produced by a Nigerian, did that record teach you something about how and why Nigerians are producing a lot of good quality commercial music?
I think that yes and no. Yes, because they just focus on commercial music and not try to do any other thing. So out of every 10, they might get 2 right. But in Ghana, no, because in Ghana we also understand commercial music, and that is why VIP and everybody has been able to cross over into the market early. The only difference is that we also have a place where we are being dragged in various directions, because we have hip hop, and we have Ghana has hip hop lovers, very hardcore hip hop lovers, has dancehall lovers, has reggae lovers, and so people are trying to satisfy pockets of funds, and so most of the times you're not focusing on, let's say, a very niche markets and say this is what we want to do. I think that's the only difference. Yeah.
But of course, there are a lot of bank comes with commercial music. Yeah. I bet Tutu has put a lot of money in your pocket.
No, a lot of bank comes with commercial music.
Yeah.
And then a lot of longevity comes with street cred.
With street cred.
So if you are the type of artist where people believe your craft, not because it's a commercial song, because there's the difference between your craft and a commercial song. Anybody could make a commercial song, but your craft is that ability you have that people see that you really are talented, and that stands the test of time. And so artists who have craft, they are the people where even when they don't release for 10 years, when they pull up, the whole place goes in a frenzy.
Scatter, yeah.
But people who thrive really on just hit songs, when the songs are no more, their relevance kind of like dwindles, because Obrafo can walk into any space right now and have the same impact that he has, even though he hasn't released the record. And it's probably the same thing for Tupac or a Jay-Z. So it's a combination. You have to strike the balance where you be a cultural icon and still show people your dexterity and how gifted you are as an artist, and be able to also understand commercial music and be able to do it well, because being talented is a craft. Being able to do commercial songs is a different craft on its own.
Well, that's a different.
Yeah, you have to be able to understand what will make these people tick, and it changes with time. And so people who do it consistently, they are really brilliant with it, like a Wizkid, like a Davido, like a Techno, like Edem, you know.
Interesting. They say that heavy is the head that wears the crown, and so you have been wearing this crown, especially for the ever culture in terms of the music. How heavy is this crown? Every time somebody wants you to help them, I was just reading that you say you can't help everyone.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. How do you go about these things?
So it's very stressful, because I remember when we released Fearful, the entire region came after me like, why are you singing a Chi song? I'm like, hold up. You know, so the people get it very confused. I'm proud of where I'm from, but I embrace every other tribe. And so people think that because I propagate taking pride in who you are, it means that I don't understand that we are a global village and then you have to embrace every other thing. And so sometimes it's quite difficult where people want features because they think they are aware, even though they shan't. They want you to jump on a verse. When it's supposed to be about the talent. You know, people think that by virtue of the fact that you are aware, you should be able to feature them. So when we did Agbame, you know, most of the younger boys came for my head because they think you put Medical on, you put Ayat on, you put Bebelino on, you put Daco Vibes. You know, before they all blew, I put them on and they are thinking it should be we.
Put us on, yeah.
And sometimes I also understand because you don't find that treatment being given to them in Kumasi. You don't find them getting that treatment in Accra. You won't find any A-list artists put any of my little bros on. And so they also feel like you are the only big brother we have. And so sometimes I understand them, and then at other times they feel that I'm supposed to do more for them than I'm doing. That one, I know be your papa. That one is straight G talk. No entitlement. That is what I believe. People should do you favors, but they don't owe you favors.
Interesting stuff. People will not know, but you're like you're a chain connoisseur. You understand your chains and the metals and what they mean, basically.
No, you have to understand.
The last time I was speaking to you, I was finding out, he actually gets exactly what type of chain he wears, what material, what it's called.
So I'm telling the artists that don't buy yourself pressure. Don't lie about chain you wear when you can afford a diamond, right? So there are various types of stones. You can have a ruby, you can have a pearl, you can have a moisin, you can have a zirconia, you can have a VVS, you can have a diamond, you can have a diamond that is made in the lab, you can have a diamond that is mined from the soil, right? So know the types of stones and then go for the one you can afford and still be cool. But don't go for a zirconia and tell us that it's a diamond because we know we can see through you. Just say we no go mind you because it's none of our business.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you know what the perception about you in the media is?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you that. You've given me a lot tonight. So
Tell me.
You're seen as this incredibly smart gentleman who understands what he's doing and what he says.
And I think that that's a problem because people don't want to do business with me. Promoters don't want to call me for shows. Promoters, I'll be damn guy. Hit me up. Hit me up. This year, I'm playing every show, every gig. Hit me up. Don't say because Edem is smart. The only thing we say, I don't like to be fooled. And my team doesn't like it either. But we are cool people. We are approachable. So hit us up.
You can negotiate things fairly.
We can negotiate. And quite unfortunately, we are all about the music. You know, we no go fee come on gun, or we no go fee slap somebody, or we no go fee do any crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We are all about the music. So hit us up.
You can't pull a Glock?
No.
That's not you?
No,
Never?
I can't pull a Glock.
You haven't slapped anyone before? Never?
Have I slapped? I've slapped one person before. That was because they did what no African should do. Disrespected my mom.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyways, new music out, Ma Chérie.
Yeah, no, you didn't pronounce it.
What's it called?
Ma Chérie.
Ma Chérie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just French, you know.
Yeah.
You've got to lay it down.
Because if you don't say it well, you won't get a French girl.
Ma Chérie.
So when Togo and one of our team members, Veron, you know, so the girl walks up to Veron, you know, and the girl goes like, tu parles français? And then he looks at Mario. Aussi there.
Ma Chérie, yeah? New song. Did I mention it right this time?
Yeah, Ma Chérie.
Tell me about this song, Ma Chérie.
So, you know, I grew up in Aflao.
Yeah.
And because I grew up in Aflao, there was a lot of crossover of music, like Kofi Olomide, Awilo Logomba,
Agutiyao, remember
that? There was a group called Biso na Biso.
Okay.
And then all this Zouk and all this all this Francophone music. So I was telling my team that I think that I've never really just used my growth on Francophone music to create through my entire career. I want a fusion between Afrobeat, Francophone music, me being a rapper, and also using my influence as somebody who has experienced French people and I know a few of the words and used to create a new sound. So I called Ghazi up. I'm like, this is what I have in my head. You know, I want a fusion of my upbringing in Aflao, be able to also do Afrobeat, and let's fuse it. And then Ghazi gave me a middle ground. We recorded it. I sent it to Santrinos, Raphael, who is also a talented artist, probably the hottest artist in Francophone Togo right now.
Yeah.
And then we recorded it. He sent his verse. I'm still trying to learn the French verse up to now, so don't tell me say make
Thank you for passing through. Always great conversation.
Thank you for having us.
Always good talking to you. Good luck with my Sherry. Of course, we're spinning here on the show.
Charlie, lately you they shudder too much, Bliss. You they shudder too much. Now you they behave like some basketball away. What be one boy name? Yes.
Kyle Kuzma.
You they shudder too much.
Kyle Kuzma where they ship him go. They ship him go Washington. LeBron James Sakamo. Kyle Kuzma. Yeah,
but thank you guys. The new song is out. The video is out on YouTube. I know the media doesn't give me a lot of attention because I know they fool like that. So you guys give me a lot of attention. I have the craft. I have what it takes. I'm still here. Bloggers, I don't have xylophone money to give you, but you guys post my stuff. You know, post my stuff.
One to everyone.
I don't take any party money to give you, but post my stuff. The little I have, I will share with you guys. Zion Felix, Ameya, Nana Yao 18, you people post my stuff.
Everybody.
Kobiche, everybody post my stuff. And the Agenda Boys on Twitter, where they affiliate with only some camps. Post my stuff. It's Ghana music. It be nothing. We already try feed one our family, so stop do that BS and post the stuff.
Wow.
My Sherry is out. The video is out on YouTube. You guys check it out.
On that note, thank you for listening. Let's drop you Ma Chérie right now.